Good day to you. I am Thomas Jefferson. Allow me to join the chorus of those who are congratulating you upon the completion of your studies. I came of age during a time of revolution. You, too, are coming of age during a tumultuous and uncertain epoch. When last the world was at this place in its journey around the sun, you probably didn't expect your graduation to go quite as it is now. You had every right to expect your graduation to be a celebration, followed by your next steps toward your dreams. And yet, you're being held down by forces larger than yourselves. Those forces may seem as unyielding as one defined by Isaac Newton, a great scientist who lived a little before my time. The force of gravity. Upon completing my career as a student, I became President of the United States. Well, it did not happen quite that immediately. That took 4 decades. Upon completing my career as a student, I wrote the Declaration of Independence. Of course, that did not happen immediately either. That had to wait just over a decade. Don't be discouraged if your path to success does not progress as swiftly as you may wish it to. In order for the presidency and the Declaration, which would one day define so much of my legacy, to become possibilities, my generation first had to bring about a revolution. This is your time, a time to celebrate your achievement. And yet today you may feel doubt just when you expected to feel pure triumph. At the time I became president, I was feeling just like that. Even though I'd won, the election had been a bitter contest, and I was disheartened. It caused me to wonder whether my country had benefited from my having lived at all. So I made a list of what I considered to be my contributions to society until that time. The first item on my list was something I accomplished soon after I came of age. The Rivanna River, which flows past my home in Virginia, couldn't be used for navigation. I examined its obstructions, led a community fundraising effort, and got an act of assembly passed so it could be used for transporting goods downriver. The next item on my list was the Declaration of Independence. Don't let that overshadow the first item, though. I started my list with something I did to help my community when I was very young. Start your own list now. The obstacles you see in front of you aren't preventing you from starting. They're giving you a reason to begin. In an important way, writing the Declaration of Independence was similar to the clearing of the Rivanna River. In both cases, I helped lead the effort to clear the detritus of the past out of our way. You now have the ability to make the same choice that I did. Choose to be an agent and director of the change flowing around you. There's another similarity between the river and the revolution. I didn't write the Declaration with an expectation of becoming famous any more than I thought clearing a river would make me famous. None of us knew in 1776 how important the Declaration would become. When I was put on the committee to write it, there were other things I wanted to be doing. At 33 years of age, I didn't realize that writing the Declaration of Independence was one of the most important things I would ever do. You may already find yourselves immersed in tasks, some born of duty and others of simple necessity, that can seem as though they are distractions from your goals. You may feel as though the precious moments are slipping through your fingers. I know that feeling well. Here's something else that I know. Rivers are cleared one stone at a time, and revolutions happen one moment at a time. When my generation spoke of revolution, we spoke in terms of the revolution of the solar system, a planet revolving around the sun as understood through the relatively new scientific discoveries of Isaac Newton. The revolution of the Earth around the sun may not seem like much of a revolution to you, considering that the journey seems to bring us back to where we began, as if we're starting over. The other kind of revolution, the kind that improves the human condition, might seem like it's caught in the same kind of cycle, because you now find that you need to change the world again. Do not let yourselves believe that the journey is wasted, though. In both kinds of revolution, when we find ourselves in a place that looks a lot like where we started, we have changed, and so has the world. Your generation has the right and the responsibility to make your own revolution. Earth belongs to the living, not to the dead. Look forwards, not backwards. for the improvement of the human mind. My generation's revolution moved us closer to realizing the potential inherent in the universal equality of human nature. But it will take us more than one revolution to achieve that potential. When I wrote, "All men are created equal" in the Declaration of Independence, I did not mean the men who had held power during my generation. I meant the human race. I meant you. You are the equals of my generation. More than our equals, you have an opportunity to improve on what we did. With those words, I was speaking to you from across the centuries. As you begin to take your rightful place as the leaders of your time, I invite you not to follow my generation in our revolution, but to lead your own revolution. Then, someday, when you've come full circle, you will be the ones encouraging the generations that will succeed your own. You will one day do as I am doing now, when you turn to your descendants and say, "Welcome to the revolution."